Trigger warning: infidelity, abandonment, and self-harm. Trigger warning: infidelity, abandonment, and self-harm. Mom cheated on stepdad and ruined my and my siblings' lives. I am a 16-year-old male. I have 2 sisters. Our biological father was never in our lives. He left my mom when she was pregnant with me, came back 6 years later, and said he wanted to make amends and that we could be a happy family. Somehow, my mom immediately started saying that she loved him, but he left after my mom got pregnant again. Then, 2 years later, he came back. I cried and begged my mom not to let him into our lives because I hated him. He said the same thing. My mom also said she loved him, and then he left after she got pregnant again. My mom was a waitress, so the 4 of us lived in a small, 1-bedroom apartment. I was essentially another parent to my sisters because mom was always working. Sometimes, we wouldn't eat breakfast or dinner because we couldn't afford it. Other times, I did not eat anything so that my sisters could eat. My mom met another man a year after my youngest sister was born. He is a really good man. His wife and daughter had passed away in an accident a long time ago, when he was in his 20s. He met my mom when he was ready to date again. He is a really good man and treated us like his own children, and I consider him my father. He was very wealthy and owned multiple businesses. We eventually moved into his huge mansion-like house. I also had a better school there. We 3 siblings got our own rooms, and I got better clothes, played video games for the first time in my life, and a bunch of other things. He taught me things and helped me catch up in school because I could not do well in the previous school. He spent a lot of time with the 3 of us. My sisters eventually started calling him Dad. I followed shortly after. I remember him crying, hugging us, and telling us he loved us when we called him Dad for the first time. They eventually got married, and Dad asked me to be one of his groomsmen, and of course, I said yes, while my sister was my mom's bridesmaid. Mom stayed at home to take care of us. As far as I know, they were very happy together. They went on dates at least once every 2 weeks, kissed each other frequently, and always told each other that they loved each other. He also knew about mom's past, realized she had issues, and got her into counseling. I was really happy that my mom had finally found someone who treated her well. I was also very happy for myself and my siblings, and I really loved him. He also said that he would pay for college for the 3 of us. My dream is to become a doctor, and I never thought it would be possible because it was so expensive, so I was so freaking happy. Mom also told me she was very lucky to have found him, that she loves him, and that she is very grateful for how he has made her and our lives better. Well, last July, my dad discovered that my mom was having an affair with his best friend, who was also the best man at their wedding. Apparently, the affair was going on for a long time. I do not know exactly how long. Mom cried and begged him to give her another chance. He didn't, understandably. He let us keep all the new things, such as clothes for me and toys for my sisters. When I went to him crying and asking him why he was leaving us, he just hugged me and told me about mom's affair. He said the affair is too painful, and that he cannot be in this marriage anymore. And then he said that he loved me and my sisters. My sisters do not know about the affair. I do not think they will understand. He got a prenup, so mom did not get anything that wasn't hers. Dad just had to pay the rent for a new apartment until the divorce was finalized. We stayed in a decent apartment, but after the divorce was done, we moved into a much smaller apartment. I tried to be in contact with him, but it does not seem like he wants a relationship with me. He has never responded to my messages. I sent a final letter to him last December, thanking him for everything he did for me and my sisters and saying that I loved him and would remember him forever. So now we're back in a 1-bedroom apartment, skipping meals and barely being able to afford anything. I'm sleeping on the floor now. My sisters share a bed, while my mom uses another. Mom is a waitress again. I've also taken part-time work at a grocery store to help with money. I just hate my mom so much right now. I only took the job to help my sisters. I have also stopped talking to mom. Recently, she came crying to me and told me that she was sorry for ruining everything, and she wanted me to talk to her. I broke down and just said, I don't understand. Why did you cheat on him? He was taking such good care of you and the 3 of us. He was also going to send us to college. For the first time in my life, I was happy. You have destroyed my life. Why do you always have to ruin everything? You already did that twice when you let my biological father back into my life. I hate you. I never want to talk to you again. She was crying a lot after I said that. I am going to admit that what I said was pretty rude, but at that time, I was just so angry. I just hate her so much right now. I just wish she had ended a very painful way possible. These thoughts are the only things in my head. It's making me go insane, and I know it's not normal. I read online that therapy would be useful, but we can't even afford food on most days, so we don't have insurance. All I can think about is how she ruined everything. He didn't even ask for much. Mom was living such a luxurious life and was just at home taking care of her own biological children. I just miss him so much. Even my sisters keep asking when they are going back home or when they'll see Dad again. They've also started crying and asking for Dad a lot of times this past year. I just don't know what to do anymore. I am so frustrated and just angry at everything. I wish I could run from here, but if I did, who would take care of my siblings? That stupid mother can't do SHT. I guess I'm here because I need some help. I don't really know what to do. Some days, I'm just so tired and don't want to do anything. Other days, I just wish I had unalive and all of this had ended. Thank you. Relevant comments. Mixed Panda Bear. The feelings you have towards your mom are totally justified. She's selfish and self-destructive. The only person you and your sisters can rely on is you. Don't ever give up on your dream to be a doctor. Try to work hard in school to get a scholarship to a college to make that happen. You still have 2 years to do so. Try to talk to a counselor about your situation. Maybe there are food programs where you can get free food. Life is hard again for you, and that sucks. Don't let it discourage you from getting ahead in life. Use this to fight for a better future for yourself. Be a good example for your sisters. When you're able to cut your mom out of your life, do so. And if you ever want to talk, you can always send me a message. OP. I do pretty well in school. I am one of the best students in my school. My plan is to take some extra courses and then get a job and help my sisters get to college. Becoming a doctor is pretty much impossible now. One sister wants to become a doctor and the other wants to become a lawyer, so I plan to pay for their education. I can't do that if I have a bunch of debt and loans. Shanty, where has the best friend gone? The one your mother cheated with. OP. The best friend is married, and he and his wife have 4 kids and are working on things. He stopped contact when things blew up. Valence despair. Ah yes, wreck a whole family and slink away like nothing happened. Classic. Reach out to his wife. Edit, on second thought, it might not be your place to do that. I hope your stepdad does. OP. His wife knows. She told my stepdad. My cabbages. If it makes you feel any better, I've never met your mom, and I hate her too. Your hate is justified, and she just has to learn to live with the consequences of her selfish behavior. Also, call CPS. Children should not be missing meals. OP. I have a few friends who are in the foster care system. None of them have ever seen their siblings since then. I do not want that. Own Paleontologist 408. Reading that your mother is capable of these. I wonder if the 3 of you are full-blooded siblings and could be the reason your bio father runs away. OP. I do not know. I believe that he is my biological father and my legal father. At least my mom says that. My sisters and I also look alike. Update. My mom committed self-harm because of me. Hello everybody. About 2 weeks ago, I found my mom unalive in our house. She had sent my siblings to their friend's house and then hung herself. She really changed after she got divorced from my stepdad after she cheated on him. My mom and I didn't talk a lot after that. One of the last things I told her was that I hated her and asked her why she ruined my and my sister's lives. I wish I didn't say that. Maybe she would have been alive if I had supported her. I have had no contact with my stepfather since the divorce. My sisters and I live with my mom's sister and her husband now. We never met them before this, and even my mom never had contact with them. But they are the only family that could be found, and they agreed to let us live with them. My siblings and I don't like living here. Both of them are constantly shouting at each other and at us. We're just so uncomfortable here. I don't think they can afford food for all of us. I have a job at a grocery store, so I mostly buy food for my siblings. My boss is also very nice and allows me to take home some extra things for free. I really miss my mom. My sisters are also always crying for her. She had her flaws, but I still love her. She's my mom. The last thing I told her was that I hated her. I just wish that I told her that I loved her and supported and helped her. Then she would have been alive today. What I told her tipped her over the edge. I can't do any of this anymore. I just don't know anything anymore. Relevant comment. Significant week 744. It is not your fault. Children and teens say things to their parents they don't mean. Usually, you get the chance to apologize and move on. You didn't. Take the time to forgive yourself. Forgive your mother. You've been dealt a SHTTY hand. See what blessings you can find amidst the rubble. And hold on to them. Keep talking about